Hey, this is Mad Movie Mark of the Mad Movie Mark Movie Review. Thank you for joining me as I review the 1937 adventure family film Captain's Courageous.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, well, that's perfectly understandable. Sometimes I don't think I know what I'm talking about up here either. If this is your first time joining me, I'm reviewing every movie in this book, the 1001 movies you must see before you die. Captain's Courageous stars Spencer Tracy as Manuel, Freddie Bartholomew as Harvey, Lionel Barrymore as the captain, Melvin Douglas as Harvey's father, Mickey Rooney, and John Carradine. This movie was nominated for Best Picture in 1938. It won Best Actor in a Leading Role for Spencer Tracy. He also would win the following year for Best Actor in a Lead Role, becoming one of the few actors to do this consecutively. I think the only other actor to do it was Tom Hanks. It was also nominated for Best Writing Screenplay and Best Film Editing. This movie is a classic character transformation. At its core, the film helped popularize a now familiar narrative, which is a spoiled boy who is wealthy, who is forced into a harsh environment. He learns humility, humanity, responsibility, and empathy through working with working class people. This moral coming-of-age story became a staple in later movies. It's a defining performance for Spencer Tracy. Tracy's role as Manuel the fisherman is the emotional heart of the film. His performance is natural, restrained, and deeply human, which was very different from the more theatrical acting commonly seen in early talking movies. It is also a strong performance by the young kid Freddie Bartholomew. He is realistic and has a realistic depiction of life for this time for working class people. It represents peak MGM craftsmanship, which is polished cinematography, strong ensemble cast, and a clear moral storytelling. Now, Spencer Tracy just raved about how great he thought Freddie Bartholomew was in this film. He said that he didn't believe himself to be a Portuguese of Portuguese descent in this movie, and he really thought the only reason that the character of Manuel worked was because Harvey sold him so well, and Bartholomew's acting was so genius and so ahead of its time that it made him look good. I will say that I thought Freddie Bartholomew's acting was good. Maybe I just don't understand child acting enough to really understand why his performance is great. But I will say the last 20 minutes of this movie is fantastic, and he is absolutely amazing in it. He shows so much emotion, so much emotional depth. You really forget that he's a child actor, I would say, in the last 20 minutes. But the rest of the movie, I wasn't a huge fan of his. And then as far as Spencer Tracy goes as Manuel, played of Portuguese descent, I could not shake the fact that he sounded and looked a lot like Chico Marx to me. And the whole film, I just pictured him as Chico Marx because he just sounds like him throughout the entire movie. I don't know if Chico's supposed to be Portuguese. I love the Marx Brothers, but I don't really know what accent Chico does. But he sounds so much like him in this film. I just could not get over it. So when this movie opens up, we are introduced to Harvey. He is a spoiled kid who has an incredibly rich father, absolutely just loaded with money, and Harvey has servants. He has people feeding him breakfast in bed, and he has a really tough time at school. Other kids make fun of him. They don't like him. I think a lot of it is because Harvey thinks he's better than a lot of children, and he thinks he's smarter than a lot of kids, and he thinks that because his dad has all this money that he can just get away really with whatever he wants. So at some point, Harvey gets in a fight at school, and he pretends that the whole school was against him, that the teachers are working against him, that the children are working against him, and that he is just like this really innocent person who is being picked on constantly. His father realizes that this is not truly the case and that he's just being lied to. Now, his father is someone who is a single dad, but doesn't see his child all that often. His child's basically raised by the servants that are there. He throws himself into work. He's at work all the time. You could tell he loves his son, and by the end of the movie, he wants to be a really good dad. It doesn't seem like he knows how to balance work and being a great father at the same time, and he chose work over being a father, and he assumed that everything would work its way out, it seems like, but that assumption does not seem to be working. So he decides to take his son on this big boat that he is like a part owner or like president on the boat or something, and they're going to go on a trip to Europe, and he's going to take his son with him. Now his son ends up getting into this, he finds two other kids and he tries to impress the kids by eating a bunch of ice cream. They basically dare him that he can't eat all this ice cream, but he decides to do it anyway just to prove that he can, that he's better than everyone else, and that he knows more than anyone else. And he ends up getting super sick, and he runs away after eating all this ice cream, and the kids chase after him. And while he's running, he falls off the ship and he falls into the ocean, essentially. After he falls into the ocean, he's picked up by Manuel, who was out there fishing. Manuel works for a large fishing boat company. Now, he takes him back to the boat and he meets the captain. When Harvey meets the captain, he says, I have to get back to my father. My father's very rich. He's going to pay you all exorbitant amounts of money if you just stop what you're doing and don't continue to work and take me home. It'll be worth your while. He'll pay you way more than you could ever earn on this ship. Now, they don't believe him. They think that he just threw himself over a boat because he wasn't happy being with his family and he wanted to get away. And the captain, who's played by Lionel Barrymore, who I think does a very fine job. Everything I've seen Lionel Barrymore in is fantastic. I think this, Camille, and obviously It's a Wonderful Life are the three movies I've seen with him. It's a Wonderful Life would be my favorite, but he is just a fantastic actor, I would say. He basically says he's not going to take Harvey back. They need to finish this trip that they're doing to capture all this fish, and the trip's going to take another 3 months. Now, obviously, Harvey is upset by this. He does not think he belongs there. This is basically like the riffraff, and he shouldn't be working. He shouldn't be on this boat. They can't force him to be on this boat. He needs to be at home in the luxuries of his home and not on this fishing boat. The captain basically says, look, I'll pay you, I think it's $3 a month, so you're going to get $9 at the end of this. You can work on the ship, you can earn your pay, and then after the 3 months, I promise you, I will take you back to your father. It's just we can't turn around now because this is our livelihoods. This is how we earn our money, and I don't believe that your father's actually rich, and it's not worth my while to take you back, essentially. And then he puts Manuel in charge of taking care of Harvey to get him up to speed as far as how to do the work around the ship and basically act as a father figure to Harvey. Now, Manuel does an incredible job with Harvey. He's very patient with him. He is able to kind of get past Harvey's rough exterior, and he's able to get him to work and be an actual good person and is basically a father figure that Harvey never had. Manuel serves as both the person who punishes Harvey and is very nice to Harvey. He tells him stories about his father. His father was a great fisherman. He looked up to his father very much. His father died on the boat, and he wants to one day be as good of a fisherman as his father. He sings songs to him. He makes up songs. He sings praises to him. He's just a very good, down-to-earth. He's also a very religious person. He says when he gets off the ship, he wants to go buy some candles for his father and light them at the church to pay respects to him. He's a very, very decent person. Spencer Tracy does an absolutely amazing job playing this character and the emotional depth that goes into this character. You forget that it's Spencer Tracy because of the Chico Marx accent that he uses. I also thought it was a bit distracting. I wasn't a huge fan of his accent. Like I said, it just took me out of the movie a little bit. I'm not sure I really liked it, and I'm not really sure it was that believable. But his character that he plays is absolutely phenomenal. He is really the emotional heart of the film. He is the one who is able to turn this boy's life around, make him a good person, unspoil him, essentially make him want to work. And basically, Harvey enjoys life and much more than he did before. He finds life to be much more exciting and much more worth living when he's with Manuel. So eventually they catch all this fish, and there's this competition that Manuel enters with John Carradine's character to see who could catch more fish. Harvey wants Manuel to win, so he ties all of Carradine's nets up, and he basically sabotages him the best he can. When Manuel finds this out, he drops out of the competition because he says he will not work with someone who's a cheater, and he loses. He had this, I think it's like a razor that his father gave him, that he loses in the bet, but he does it because he's a decent person, and he's trying to show Harvey that you can't get through life cheating, that you have to be honest, even if it means losing something that's very dear and very close to you. You still need to be a good and honest person, and you need to basically live up to the bets that you make, even if it wasn't fair to you, because Manuel's not the one who cheated. So after this happens, John Carradine's character realizes that Harvey cheated, and he tries to go and smack Harvey around a little bit. And Manuel sticks up for Harvey and says, if you harm 1 inch on that boy, basically I'll kill you. This is, to me, the second best acting performance from Spencer Tracy in this movie. It's really a different type of character. Manuel, throughout the whole film, is a very happy-go-lucky, nothing can bother me type of person who is just enjoying life and enjoying what he's doing, and is the moral compass of the movie. And then when Harvey's life is put in danger, or when he is threatened, he becomes like the father who's going to stick up for his son. It's a very touching and very moving moment, and very out of character for Manuel, but it works. It very much works, and it's really well done. And then later in the movie, the captain decides he's going to race one of his rivals, I think, back to where they came from. I'm not sure where they set sail from, but he's going to race them back. And during the race, Manuel unfortunately passes away. He gets into a very bad situation and dies. It's a very emotional moment for Harvey. It's some of Freddie Bartholomew's best acting in this film. I would say that it is his best acting in this film. It's where he really shines. It's where he has his most emotional depth, where he really can show all of his emotion that he has. And after this, Harvey kind of changes. He kind of wants to do fishing from now on. He doesn't want to go back to his dad. He wants to be as good of a fisherman as Manuel was, as Manuel wanted to be as good of a fisher as his father was. He kind of sees Manuel as a father figure more than his dad. When they get back, Harvey ends up meeting his father. His father slowly realizes that who Manuel was and what Manuel meant to his son. And he says, look, I know that Manuel's gone, but I'm going to try to be a better father for you. One day you'll eventually heal, and you won't miss Manuel as much, and you're going to need a father in your life, and I'm your father, and I'm here for you. Harvey basically doesn't listen to this. He's young. This is still really new for him and really fresh. I lost my best friend when I was 17 to a drunk driver, and this kid's much younger than that. But when you're that young, you really don't look into the future. You really don't look past what's going on. You only feel the hurt in your heart, and you think that this is going to be forever, and that you're never going to get over this. And I think that's kind of where Harvey's character was. He feels the love he had for Manuel, and that he wants to continue what Manuel did. And he asks the captain if he can continue on for later trips. The captain agrees if that's what he wants to do. And at the end of the movie, we are left with Harvey and his father in a car, and they're having a conversation together. And it seems like maybe Harvey is healing a little bit, and maybe he is going to accept his father back into his heart, and his father is going to be a better father for him than what he was. So that's basically the movie itself. I really liked the chemistry. I really liked the relationship that Harvey had with Manuel. It is a very touching and tender relationship. Spencer Tracy does do a really fine job playing this character. It is a very well written character. The whole movie is very well written. The dialogue is phenomenal, though I will say a lot of times I don't understand what Spencer Tracy's character Manuel is saying. And like I said, I'm not a fan of the accent that he used. I like his character. I like how he portrayed the character, but I felt like his accent was pretty bad, if I'm going to be honest. And a lot of times it really was distracting to me. I was not a huge fan of it. I think over the years people have grown warm to it. They've grown to love it. Maybe if I watch this movie a few more times, I can't imagine I would watch this movie again, just because I did like it, but it's not really a rewatchable movie to me. But if I did, maybe I would start to warm up to it and enjoy it more. But I was not a fan of his accent. I will say the last 20 minutes of the film is really the best part of the film to me. There are a few scenes where Manuel is talking to Harvey on the ship, and you see like the stars and the sky in the background. The way this movie is filmed, the cinematography is amazing. It looks beautiful. I don't think they actually did this on an ocean. They just did it in a soundstage with a lot of water and stuff around them, but it looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful. A lot of the scenes where Manuel and Harvey are just together on the boat at night, talking to each other. Some phenomenal scenes. The last part of the movie where they're racing, a large chunk of the last part of the movie is dedicated to them racing these people home. And I think it's supposed to be like an on the edge of your seat type of thing, but it really was out of place to me in this movie. This is a group of people who are, I mean, obviously their season is over and they just want to have a little fun at the end and do a little race because they work so hard, and this is something they just want to do. That's what I got from it. But it took me, I mean, it just didn't make any sense to me. It seemed like it went on too long. I wasn't a huge fan of it. It just seemed out of place a little bit. But besides that, I thought the movie was really good. Freddie Bartholomew was kind of annoying to me in the beginning, but I think I warmed up to him a little bit towards the end. I thought he had a lot more times to shine towards the end of the movie. Mickey Rooney is not in the movie that often. I'm not generally a fan of Mickey Rooney as a person or as an actor. So he was like, having him in the movie not that often was fine. John Carradine did a great job. I like him in a lot of movies I've seen with him. Lionel Barrymore, like I said, is in one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a Wonderful Life, and I think he's great in everything he's in. This is a touching movie. It is a heartwarming movie. At the end, it is a very sad and depressing movie. I will say at the end of the film, where Harvey is talking to his father's just trying to reach out to him and say, look, I'm here for you. I know I haven't been in the past, but I'm here for you now. I want to be your father. I want to get to know you. I want to love you. I want you to love me. I just want to be part of your life. And Harvey keeps telling him to go away, essentially. Go away. I'll be fine. I don't want to see you. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. Go away. I want to be on my own. Go away. That's basically all he says for like 10 minutes. Go away. I want to be on my own. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. And it's like, I was like, okay, like this, like, is there any other dialogue that you can tell your father here? Like, I realize you're hurt, you're young, someone you know has passed away, but I thought it was a really like awkward and not a very great exchange between the two of them at the end. I think maybe I was looking for a little bit more, but it's a good movie. I liked it. I will give it an 8 out of 10. I hope you join me next time when I review a movie called The Awful Truth. Thank you. Have a great day.